Hello everyone on Facebook. It's good to talk to you again. Tonight I want to talk to you about soil and the Grow Your Own Nutrition Garden program. Soil is really important. Soil is what determines the quality of our food. And so soil has a pattern. So I want to give an example of that. Imagine you're getting to that age kind of like I am, and I need some glasses, right? And so when I go to a doctor, I want to have my eyes examined, and they'll look at exactly what I need. What is the pattern of my eyes? Whether I have astigmatism or not, whether there's a difference between the left or the right eye, and they will create an exact prescription for my eyes. And from there, glasses are custom made. Now that's the right way to do that. The wrong way is, just go grab some glasses that you find and see if they work. And a lot of times garden programs are done that way. So soil has an exact pattern and it needs an exact prescription. But you cannot get to that exact prescription without the soil test. So the soil test does three things. It tells us the exact pattern of the soil. The second thing a soil test is it indicates what we should be applying to the soil. The third thing it does, and this is really important, it indicates what things we should not be applying to the soil. So there's a lot of people who have gardens that are applying whatever they have. And I tell people on the phone a lot when I talk to them, soil needs what it needs, not necessarily what you have to offer it. And a lot of people will say, well, I have compost, I have this, I have a friend who's got manure, I'll put that on my garden. And in the program that we recommend and follow, that in order to get that ideal soil, you have to follow the soil test. Many gardeners are just putting on compost or manure, and they are increasing their potassium to extreme levels that comes at the detriment of that ratio with calcium. So when the ratio gets disrupted, then the quality of the food is degraded. So for example, imagine that there is a specific ratio of salt in your cake recipe. You need a little bit, you don't need excessive. And if you overdo that ratio, let's maybe it's 1 to 150 or something. I don't know what it is, 1 to 100. If you triple or quadruple the amount of salt in relation to the rest of the ingredients, it changes the taste of the cake to the point where it may not be even something that you could eat. Likewise, if potassium is high, the same thing can happen in the quality of the food that it raises. Okay, so what happens is calcium is needed for the cell wall of the plant, so growing a tomato or a beet. And if you substitute in potassium, it makes a weak, watery cell, and the produce it rots quicker, and it will not hold up and doesn't taste as well. So that's just one example. So the garden program that we offer is based entirely around a soil test. So what do you get with the Grow Your Own Nutrition Garden program? You get 3 packages, and it's a complete fertility program. So the first package, once we receive an order, we send out the very first package right away. That includes a little informational brochure called Grow Your Own Nutrition, an overview and key principles. And so this is some good reading material, that just something that you can read once you have that. The second thing that we have is a form to fill out and return with your soil sample. We also have on here instructions on how to take your soil sample, some pictures showing some illustrations on how to do that, and the soil goes into this soil bag. So these two things go together, and we also include a completely addressed, stamped return envelope. So all you have to do is drop this off at the post office. You do need to go to the counter and drop it off because of the weight. Put the soil bag, the field form, put this in here, and mail it to us. Okay, that's the first package. That should come to you probably within about 4 or 5 days from the time you place an order. We just have to have return address. So once we receive the soil, it goes in through the lab. After the lab, then I look at the soil test and I make fertility recommendations. And now you get package number 2, which is an information package. So what do you get? You get a soil test. This is the soil test. It shows here desired levels. It shows here what's actually in the soil test. And also ratios. So you got levels and ratios. And it's a blueprint. It lays out the pattern of your soil. Okay? So that's the soil test. Now, the truth is it's going to take a little time to understand it. So I also give you an executive summary. This is about 5 or 6 sheets of paper just detailing exactly what do these numbers mean and what did we do to fix these numbers. Okay? You get a letter. And, very importantly, also garden fertility instructions. This is important for the next package that is coming separately. So this is how do you apply your nutrition to your soil. Now the third package is your actual minerals. So the most important part of it is a blend of minerals. This will ship with in a postal box. And this is a custom blend of minerals based on the pattern of the soil. So this is prescription exactly. It is minerals and it is carbons. We also add some live microbes in there. And so if the pattern calls for a need for calcium or copper, it's in there. And so this would normally be rock powders, soil amendments. Sometimes there'll be fertilizers like copper sulfate or manganese sulfate, but it's exactly according to what your soil test needs. We always use 2.5 ounces per square foot, or for a 4 foot by 8 foot raised bed, that's 32 square feet. We always use 5 pounds of this mix. So that'll be the same year after year. Those minerals will change. In the beginning, it's typically, most soils need more minerals, and as time goes on, we end up giving more and more carbons. Okay, the next thing that you get in the package coming from this, in package number 3, are drenches. I always include 2 drenches. One is going to be a growth, and one is going to be a reproductive drench. So in this case, I have drench for growth. And here in the reproductive is a organic drench. And we always go back and forth. And we normally do this every 3 weeks. So every 3 weeks, and again, instructions are already given on how to do drenches. It's already in here, and you alternate. So one time you do this, after 3 weeks you do this. Now, I have 6 different drenches that I use. I have 3 for growth and 3 for reproductive, and I select the best ones for your garden pattern. And so you only get 2, but it's the 2 that is most appropriate to your soil. So that's what we do, what you get when you purchase this. This is a complete fertility program for 1 year and should be repeated year to year. One thing I would add is don't help me out. This is the complete fertility program between this and this, so don't add things to the garden. If you have kitchen scraps or compost from that, put it around shrubs, put it on your yard, stuff like that. Don't put it on the garden because it can change the pattern. So I'd welcome any questions. Any further questions you have, please leave them below the video. And I look forward to another time very soon. thank you, and I wish you a great garden this year, and tasty food, and really health, and so that you can feel the energy it brings. And thank you. Bye.